Hey guys, welcome back. This is Fantasy Sports Advice. Now, this one will be for NFL Week 10, the boom or bust. Now, boom or bust are players that can either have huge days for you, unseen with their price, skyrocket you to the top of the leaderboards on those huge tournaments, get you that 25,000, or they can bust and just completely wreck your entire lineup and just make your entire weekend awful. So, these people are going to be the ones that you want to do the research on and put in those boom or bust lineups for those GPPs or those guaranteed prize pools of up to the $300,000 bomb that they have on FanDuel. And all of these prices I do will be FanDuel prices because, like I said before, I only play on FanDuel, but I sometimes do other stuff. So what I want you guys to do is check out my sports blog over at fantasysportsadvice.sportsblog.com. Again, thank you guys for making me top 15 last month. It got me money in my pocket. I'm going to use that money. I'm going to buy some better equipment so when I make videos for you guys, it's the best quality you can get. This month, November, you have, I think there's 23 days and some odd hours left. If you get me number one, which is $500 prize to me, I will give $100 to whoever proves to me that they sent my link out to as many people. And there'll be a story about that in the coming days. But let's just get right down to what you're here for, fantasy sports advice. This is NFL Week 10 advice. So, boom or bust list for QBs, I have Ryan Tannehill, and his price on FanDuel is $7,000. He's facing a Tampa Bay defense who ranks 30th against the QBs. I want to predict about 300 yards and at least 2 TDs. You never know what's going to happen. That's just my bold prediction that I think he's going to get this week. Second quarterback is Case Keenum, 6,100. He looked really, really good first half against the Colts. But then their coach, he had a small stroke. Then they just played like trash the second part of the game. I think he can keep up what he was doing the first half of last game. I just think he's going to have a great game, especially at 6,100. He can get you in there and you can build a bigger lineup for these bust or boom type games. Another consideration is Jake Locker, 6,600, and he's going against Jacksonville. All signs point to Jacksonville being really good at just giving up the huge points, but you never know. You never know. So he is a consideration. So is Carson Palmer at 6,500. And it was proven last week that the Texans defense couldn't hold up to it through an entire game. And Palmer, he can do that. Did that against the Falcons. It's just so hard to put Carson Palmer in there. I just don't like the guy. But he's on my list. Just think about it when you're doing it. Running back, Pierre Thomas. His price is $5,600. He's seen more snaps than Sproles in the last 3 weeks, and he's taken way more advantage of that. The Cowboys that they're going up against do have a tough time stopping the running backs, and Pierre Thomas is that threat to see 5 to 6 targets, so he is the dual threat running back. I think he has a great game this week. Pick him up if you're trying to go that boom type lineup. Lamar Miller, $5,900 on FanDuel. I think it's safe to say that he is Miami's number one running back. But with the whole scandal going on now, is that in his head? Is that in anyone's head? Are they out to prove something, or are they going to falter this week? We just don't know, so that's kind of why it's a gamble on that. He does have a low salary for a running back where you could bring other salaries up in other positions. I don't know what's going through their heads in Miami with the game this week. The third one is Mike James. He's 6,000. He is filling in for Doug Martin, and he had a huge game against the Seattle Seahawks that I don't think anyone in the world could have predicted. Can he hold that up with a better game against a worse defense? I don't know. That is why this whole list is just bold boom or bust predictions. Another consideration for running back is Ryan Matthews, who comes in at 6,000 salary. It depends on how the game goes. If the Broncos get up early, it seems that Woodhead will get most of the carries when they're important, or they'll just have to air it out against the Broncos, which means that Ryan Matthews' low salary could actually be worse than what it really is when he doesn't actually get the touches or carries. And lastly, for running backs, Mike Tolbert, he's only 4,900. Really good. and most of his points do come from the goal line, and he will punch those in for a touchdown when they get to the goal line. And he does get some of those passes. It just depends on how Cam Newton does this week, how the whole defense does. So just look out for Mike Tolbert. Wide receiver, T.Y. Hilton. He's still at 6,000. I really don't know why, but let's use him while he's that low. He does look like the guy who's going to replace Reggie Wayne. They were saying Darius Hayward-Bay last week would, but he didn't. He had one reception, and he just disappointed a lot of people. I think T.Y. Hilton, he did really good against the Texans defense, and he should see more success this week because it is the Rams defense, but you never know with the Rams. They're just up and down as well. Number 2, Cecil Shorts. He's at 6,000 salary. He will be the main guy that benefits from Justin Blackmon smoking that cheech and getting kicked out for the rest of the year. I'm going to say he's going to get some uptick in targets, and he loves Chad Henne as his quarterback, and it's been out there that Henne will remain quarterback for the rest of the year until barring injury, of course. But look for Cecil Shorts to have a great game this week. Third one is Terrence Williams. He did not do a lot last week. I think he'll do better this week. He has to do better this week. His price is $5,700, and it's perfect considering it should be a shootout in New Orleans. And Des Bryant and Witten, they cannot get all the targets. So I think Terrence Williams will have the better targets than last week, and he'll reel those in for at least 1 to 2 touchdowns this week. And at tight ends, I have Charles Clay at $4,200. He's got a great salary going up against a Tampa Bay defense that's not good at all. He should get his fair share of targets, whether he reels those in for TDs or not. Again, this whole thing with Richie Incognito, I don't know how they're going to go into this game. That's the only question mark I have with that. And Jared Cook, $4,800. He shined in week 1 but has not done much since. And Kellen Clemens did throw him 1 TD last week. And he did see his fair amount of looks and targets. And I think it's going to only go up from here with Kellen Clemens. So this is my boom or bust. If you're doing head-to-head 50-50s, double-ups, triple-ups, those small ones, do not use these players. They are not a proven factor. If you're using the big tournaments, the GPP, the guaranteed prize pools, and you're looking to cash in $25 into $25,000, these are the type of players that you need to have in your list to possibly get it. Again, it's a lot of research, but it's also a lot of luck. So all that went into my research today. I hope it helps you. I hope this video helps you. Check out my sports blog over at fantasysportsadvice.sportsblog.com. Follow that. Subscribe to this. So give your friends YouTube. Give your friends my link over to my blog, and help me build that, and hopefully we can make some money together. So good luck this week on Daily Fantasy Sports on Sunday, and bring home that bacon.